Here's something most people never do. They'll travel with friends, family, or a tour group. Someone else picks the hotel. Someone else chooses where to eat. Someone else decides what's next. But some people choose to travel completely alone, not because they have to, because they want to. And that simple choice reveals something surprisingly deep about how their mind works. If you've ever preferred exploring a new place by yourself, there's a good chance your brain processes the world differently than most people. And psychology has some interesting explanations for why. The first thing to understand is this. When you travel with other people, you're never experiencing a place completely on your own. Every opinion around you changes your experience. If your friend says a view is amazing, you notice it more. If someone complains about the food, it suddenly tastes a little worse. Most of the time, you don't even realize it's happening. You're not just seeing the place, you're seeing everyone's reaction to it. When you travel alone, that filter disappears. Every decision is yours. Every opinion is yours. You notice things most groups miss. The smell of a street after rain, a quiet cafe hidden down an alley, the sound of a language you've never heard before. Without constant conversation, your attention naturally shifts toward your surroundings. You're no longer watching other people, you're actually watching the world. And that's why two people can visit the same city but come home with completely different memories. One visited the destination, the other truly experienced it. Now here's where it gets interesting. The biggest difference isn't the destination, it's what happens when things go wrong. Imagine you miss your train. Your hotel loses your reservation. You get lost in a city where you don't speak the language. In a group, someone usually takes control. Problems get shared. Stress gets divided. But when you're alone, every decision is yours. That sounds stressful, but it's also where confidence grows. Psychologists know that solving unfamiliar problems forces the brain to adapt. Every challenge teaches you that you're more capable than you thought. Eventually, something changes. You stop wondering if you could handle a difficult situation, because you've already proven that you can. That's one reason many solo travelers come home feeling different. Not because they had a better vacation, because they trust themselves more. There's another reason people enjoy traveling alone. In everyday life, we're constantly managing other people's expectations. We adjust how we speak, how we act, how we present ourselves. Most of us do it without thinking, but it takes energy. When you're alone in a place where nobody knows you, that pressure disappears. There's no image to maintain, no one to impress, no group to keep happy. For many people, that feels uncomfortable. For others, it feels like finally taking a deep breath. Psychologists often talk about the difference between the person we show the world and the person we are when nobody is watching. Solo travel gives those two versions of ourselves a chance to become the same person, and that's surprisingly rare. Here's another unexpected finding. People traveling alone often connect more deeply with locals than people traveling in groups. It makes sense when you think about it. A group already has company. They're talking to each other. They're focused inward. A solo traveler is naturally more open to the people around them. They're more likely to ask for directions, start a conversation, accept an invitation, or discover places that were never part of the original plan. Not because they're fearless, because nothing is pulling them back toward what's familiar. The world becomes part of the experience instead of just the background. So what does all of this really mean? It's not about being antisocial, and it's not about proving you're independent. It's about your relationship with uncertainty. Some people need familiar faces to feel comfortable in unfamiliar places. Others are comfortable figuring things out on their own. Neither is right or wrong. They're simply different ways of experiencing the world. But every time someone chooses to travel alone, they practice something most people avoid. Sitting with uncertainty, making their own decisions, trusting themselves. And over time, that changes how they see themselves. So maybe the real question isn't where your next trip should be. Maybe it's this. When everything familiar disappears, who are you when you're completely on your own? Hit the like button and subscribe for more insights like this. See you soon.